Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of the AI Shift. Today we're going to be talking about when AI becomes your first hire. So welcome to the AI Shift. It's a weekly 15-minute strategy session designed for business owners who want clarity, not complexity. Whether you're stuck in tool overload, scattered workflows, or just unsure where to start, this is where strategy meets execution. It's designed to reset your week, sharpen your thinking, and turn AI from hype into help. Hi everyone, my name is Craig, and it's very good to be with you today for another edition of the AI Shift. And we're going to talk about today when AI becomes your first hire. And this is one of the biggest shifts that is beginning to happen in business in relation to using AI. Not AI as a tool, not AI as software, but AI as a role inside your business. Because most business owners, founders, businesses are still hiring humans for work AI should already own. And that changes everything about how businesses scale. Let's look at what that means for the modern business. So here's what's happening in most businesses. As growth increases, coordination increases, follow-up increases, reporting increases, operational complexity increases. So what happens? A business may go from 2 people to 3 people to 5 people to 10 people. So you're usually hiring more help for admin, for coordination, for scheduling, for reporting, for workflow management, for repetitive execution. But operational load becomes operational drag. What that means in most businesses when they start to build and grow is that the founder, the owner, the initial driving force behind the business, they all become the coordinator, the approver, the bridge between systems, and ultimately the bottleneck holding the flow together. So instead of scaling leverage, the business scales operational weight. A lot of things have to be referred back to a certain person, a certain position for approval. There are a lot of decisions that are made on a certain criteria that still go back to one particular person or one particular position to make that decision. So we're going to look at that a little bit more in depth later, but first let's talk about the myth we're going to bust. And there is a myth going around, and there's always talk about it, and you see news articles about AI replaces employees. This creates fear. But strategically, we feel it's also wrong. The real shift is not AI replacing humans. It's AI becoming the first operational role you install. So AI isn't a replacement, it's operational ownership. And we have spoken at length on all of our sessions about how the role of humans within businesses is moving forwards upward, more to strategic, more to value-driven activities than just coordination and moving data or paperwork or whatever from one position to another. So let's talk about what we feel the reality is and how it applies to you and to your business going forward in the future. Think about what a hire actually does. So if you're a new business beginning, or you're a business owner, or you've been in operation for a number of years, you will really usually hire an additional role to reduce your workload or to maintain consistency across your business, to handle responsibility so that you're relieving yourself of some duty so that you can focus on the core parts that you want to focus on. It's about executing repeatable work. So it might just be paperwork, it might be approvals, it might be orders, it might be something that just is repeatable work. And what you're trying to do is just create flow and a movement through your business so that nothing gets held up waiting for one particular person or one situation for things to move forward in your business, especially in relation to customers or especially in relation to your reporting, a whole range of things you do. So, what the smarter businesses do, they don't ask, what tool should I use? They'll ask, what operational responsibility should AI own first? And that's a different conversation to have when you look at your business. When you look to see how your business operates, how you interact with customers, how you interact internally, how approvals are granted, how marketing plans are signed off, how research is conducted, how pricing is conducted. It becomes a very different conversation you now need to have with your team, with yourself, with how you look about what operational responsibility AI should have first. So here's the shift as we see it. You're going to move AI as software to AI as operational ownership. That means AI has a role inside the business. So it doesn't just assist work. It owns part of the operational flow. For example, and we've touched on this in previous sessions, AI should own coordination, follow-up, reporting, filtering, repetitive decisions for which you already have a clear decision criteria that you use or your staff use or your team members use to make a decision when certain issues, problems, whatever, appear. For workflow execution, if this occurs and something else happens, you don't need someone there, a human, to actually do that. And as we see it, humans should own trust and strategy, leadership, edge case judgment. And we spoke about over the last 2 or 3 sessions about just attending to the high value situations in terms of when it becomes a customer complaint. Relationship depth. I remember when I was on the road, and one of the biggest things that when I started my career was, and being on the road as a sales rep, was, I could spend more time with customers if I didn't have to do this, and I didn't have to do that, and I didn't have to do this paperwork, and if this could flow, I could be actually there spending more time with customers face to face, helping them work through their problems, situations, issues that we can fix to move them forward. And that's what this AI brings about. That's how you leverage increases without operational chaos. That's how you suddenly start doing things in your business without having to say, well, we need 2 or 3 extra staff to do this, and bringing that extra operational cost into your business when you can be utilizing AI as part of your business and freeing up your current staff to spend more time with customers, more time working on strategic direction, planning for the future, implementing action plans for the future. And that's where we see the key shift is in what you use AI for. So how we think about it, and what we found has been an easy way to think about it, is AI owns the operational gravity, such as coordination, follow-up, reporting, filtering, repeatable decisions. And we've touched on that in this session already today, where the humans own the trust, the strategy, the judgment, and the leadership. AI doesn't understand where you want your business to go and what you want to grow your business to and what you want it to do. But it can certainly help you get there. As we said last week, and we say again this week, AI keeps the business moving. Humans decide where the business is going. That distinction becomes incredibly important as businesses mature and as businesses continue on, and as it gets more competitive and a lot of things change because of the way AI is utilized, not only within your business, but within your opposition and competitors' business, but within the people you work with the software you use, with the suppliers you use. It is going to dramatically change the way businesses are structured. And this is important for you to start thinking about and working to get towards that. Just earlier today, I read an article about what Claude had done to design work, healthcare work they're planning to do, legal work, with a few of their changes they've made internally and what you can do with Claude. Things are changing and are changing dramatically with AI and how you can utilize it in your business. So let's look at how we make this back to reality, back to how it's a practical implication for your business. It could be something like marketing coordination. And the old model was the owner, the founder manages everything, or the founder has one staff doing everything. They decide topics, they track performance, they schedule content, they follow up tasks, they manage approvals, they monitor engagement. Eventually, the founder might hire a staff or hires a second staff member to help their advertising, marketing manager position. So they'll hire someone junior to help in, so get an extra staff member. Now it moves towards that AI owns that operational flow. They own the operational role. The founder or the marketing director shapes direction. And then AI identifies the content opportunities. It sees what your current content plans are. It sees what your competitors are doing, sees what your customers' trends are, what the issues are, and develops content to map around and solve those problems. It prioritizes topics, relates it to your business and to the services or products you provide. It helps you, it plans and schedules the distribution. It tracks engagement. It reports insights and it recommends next actions. And then it monitors the results. The founder or the marketing director or the marketing manager now just shapes the positioning, sets the standards, governs the messaging, and adjusts strategic direction. Same business, different leverage. The AI owns your operational flow. Now even your AI tools, as I just said with Claude with design, but ChatGPT with images, Midjourney or so forth, Runway for videos, a lot of that you can have created automatically for you. Without you searching through different websites to get images and so forth and decide which is best. You can actually create the images now to suit the theme or the topic of your content. That makes it more relatable, will make it more human if that's required with your image, to be more reflective of a customer looking at it. So this week's shift. So here's your shift for this week. Just ask yourself, what role am I still manually performing every day? And then you ask, is it repetitive? Is it coordination heavy? Is it rule-based? Does it require deep human trust? And does it require strategic judgment? If not, then that may be your first AI hire. So could AI own this task, this job, this activity every day? Just have a look. And then you begin the process of handing it over. So that's us for today. We are very much on developing systems utilizing AI as an enforcement layer to work through what the decision criteria are and to just make things flow and happen quickly for you. So the future business won't scale through operational headcount first. It will scale through operational intelligence. AI is not just software you use or something you chat with. It's operational ownership that you design. And that's important. So that's us for this week. I thank you for your time today. I hope you've got something from that and you start to work out what roles or tasks you can just assign to AI for AI then to do it for your business. Please leave us a comment, questions, feedback, or topics that you'd like us to cover in future episodes below so that we can improve what we're providing. But I only can emphasize that you start to think about using AI within your business, not as software, not as a chat tool, but to help you with operational flow. So that's us for today. I look forward to seeing you next week when we present another edition of the AI Shift.